Hello. How is everybody? This is Ayla Chicky, also known as Joy. I am sending a video to say congratulations on your 20-year anniversary, Denise and Donna and the Lesbian Lounge. It has been quite a ride. I met you back in 2010 at Girls Gone Wild in Orlando. I still have my shirt. Here it is. That was a really fun event. You guys did a bang up job, and the organizers of that event did a horrible job. So, way to go, you, for holding them up. Anyway, let's go back to. Oh, I was knitting at the pool there. Yeah, they had two different pools. They had the older women pool and the younger women pool. And just to underline, I was with the older women. I had to bring my knitting and knit a wool sweater while I was at the pool. Yep, that was me. I really enjoyed listening to the podcast and participating in the chat. And there was one time when Miriam said that she had candy, and I said, me too, I have banana runts. And Denise said, not that kind of candy. Oh, okay. Boop. Good times. Now, come July, I'm going to be moving to England, moving to the UK. I'm checking out the Isle of Wight and Brighton and Bristol and Edinburgh, and hoping to find some place that fits for me, and wondering what the shelf life is for single lesbians in England. I've been single myself since COVID, so that's kind of old for shelf life, right? Anyway, I think I had two favorite episodes that I was thinking about. One is the series of episodes around the sex act that I was curious about, and had to take it to my doctor to ask her about it because I just wasn't quite getting it. Yeah, that was fun. And the follow-up episode on the pod was really funny. And then there was the other episode with the doofus guy who was straight, married, and wanted to have girlfriends because he's had girlfriends all of his life. But he didn't want his wife to get jealous, so he wanted to make sure he had some lesbian girlfriends. And where could he meet lesbians? And the chat just blew up that night. It was so funny. Home Depot. Have you considered volunteering in an animal organization? Coaching women's softball. It just went on and on. It was great. Anyway, always good for a laugh, always good for community. So glad that you brought us all together and together again. So this is great. Looking forward to hearing more from you, and hopefully seeing Denise when I get to England. We will see how that works out. I will talk to you later.
It was a great permanent structure with real bathrooms, thank God. Real stage.
It was a lovely permanent structure,
right.
J-Ro. Not a pavilion, a permanent structure.
All right, are we going to start already? Stop
You
it.
just did, baby. You just did.
Anyway.
Permanent structure.
I actually went further over to the water's edge as well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to love. Get ready to laugh your ass off. The brothers you've always wanted. But the girls you've never had. It's not always about sex, you know. Oh, it's ready. Oh my. Crickets, Donna. Lesbian. 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 It's the lesbian hour.
Off you fuck, cunty chops.
All right, ready, Anne?
I love that pen, and I chose this one on purpose today, so we're good.
Oh, that's lovely.
Lovely. Okay, ready?
And away we go.
Denise, here we are, back from the front of the first, whatever that's supposed to mean.
I've heard a lot about back to front. I've heard a lot about it.
Front to back only.
Front to back only. Correct.
Front to back.
Yeah. So episode 2.
It's been a week, right? Or 4 days today. It's been 4 days.
Yeah. And the cool thing is that in those 4 days, we've had, again, a buttload of fun.
Absolutely.
When I say a buttload, mind the size of our butts, and you
They are
understand.
loaded. These
Right.
butts, they are loaded.
So we have spoken with a few people that jumped right in and said, "I'm in." You know,
Yeah, we wanted
never a
to
doubt. Yeah,
right. We wanted
Yeah.
to touch base with the people that we know were around most of the time, and then people who we would love to have caught up with. So that was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. But
Yeah.
I think the fun part for us during the calls, Denise, was like just kind of hearing what, like, you asked some really cool questions. How did you find the show? How did the show impact you? And a lot of the answers surprised us, even
Yeah. Oh,
at
yeah.
this point, right? So
Yeah.
mostly it was the sense of community that the women felt in the space during
Yeah.
the live,
Yeah.
the parts that lingered from Wednesday to Wednesday, the friendships, the connections that maintained from Wednesday to Wednesday. And
Definitely.
also, we did learn something we kind of knew at the time, but we did learn that we were comic relief and cultural support for many women that were going through illnesses or family challenges, and had just looked forward to that space and time to
Yeah.
let go, be funny, be sick and be okay with it, and be healed by a little bit healed by the laughter of the time. So
Yeah. And
that was a lot of fun.
there were a few key moments, you know, when talk, let's should we say the first duo that we talked to was Lori Collins and Miriam for the JJs Only. And
Yes.
they're still in communication. They still consider themselves prison wives, which I love.
Which is
Um,
fantastic.
Yeah, that's amazing. But both of them touched on two things. One of them was that Lori made us acutely aware that we still don't understand the impact that we had all over, not just
That is
in
true.
that chat room, but where we were broadcasting out, you know, globally at that time. That, you know, she's convinced that we helped people who may not have been in a place where it was safe to come out. And, you know, when they put those earbuds in their ears, they could be their authentic selves for a couple hours on a Wednesday. And that was really touching to hear.
It was, well, I think, and you might hear in the recording, I threw down who had the bet as to when I would cry the earliest. So yeah,
right off the bat.
because you kind of, you mentioned it now, and it's like, we were just showing up at your house on Wednesdays, you, me, Vicky,
Wednesday party,
and whoever was in the neighborhood that came over. Like, this wasn't a plan or an organized anything. We just were laughing over pizza on Wednesdays anyway, from Rotelli's, of course, the bread and the bowl, the salad and the
Pasquale's.
bread bowl.
Oh, Rotelli's,
and
yeah, that too. Yeah, we had some go-to Italian places for
correct. But
Wednesday nights, yeah.
it was just like, hey, let's just do this. So we didn't think about it from week to week, except what we were doing from week to week.
We, you know, it's funny because in my mind, you know, structuring the show with segments, guests, you know, that kind of
stuff. Yeah.
Bits, yeah, was about I wanted it to be resourceful, you know, for people that didn't know where to start, if they had just come out, or if they were thinking of it, or if they were afraid to. You know, we listed so many resources, like, you know, community centers across the country, you know.
God, yes.
And then, you know, we reached into the London pocket of things, and we were providing, you know, bars that were still around then, you know, that were safe spaces, books, articles, websites, physical buildings, you know, centers, all that kind of stuff. And that was really important. But the way that we presented it just got funnier and funnier and funnier
Yep.
and made it fun. Like it didn't feel like an after school special.
No, it was interesting. And
Yeah.
I forgot that when you did the website of the week, I did forget that you notified them in advance and say,
Mhm.
hey, we have this show and we're going to talk
Yeah.
about you in
Same
case
with
you
same
get
with
a
the
lot of
bars.
traffic.
If they had a contact
Absolutely.
email at the bars, I did the same thing because my dream was that they would play it in the bar for everyone to hear.
That would be, I wonder if that ever happens.
I don't know if they ever
I
had
don't
like a
know.
listening party, but
Right.
that was so like, initially it felt like I just wanted it to be chock full of information, to be entertaining, but above all else, what happened was funny was on top.
How could it
You know?
not? How
Yeah.
could it not? I mean,
Yeah.
how could it not?
Yeah, but that was fun. And it was, another thing that I think it was for VJJ's said that when she was going through her issues, she was kind of alone because she had moved and she
Right.
wasn't near, she didn't have a support system really. And those women in the chat room became family. I mean, that was the word she used, like family.
Yeah.
And that was like a little zing to my heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you
and
might have
how-
cracked a little. I think your hard outer shell might have cracked a little. Although
Maybe a little
we
bit.
have to let people know that you are definitely, I don't know if it's age or location or wait, ASL.
Softer.
Age,
I'm
sex,
so
location.
softer.
You are softer, and you get a little mushy every now and then. And this was a good time working out this project, working with our
It made me
callers,
comfortable with it. It made
which
me
is a little
comfortable
challenging
with it.
this month for you.
Yeah.
The comfort.
Oh, yeah,
more
no
on that.
doubt.
More on
Yeah.
that. At another
More on
time as
that.
well.
But so those words I noticed carried through with almost
Yep.
everyone that we spoke to. Community. Linda Anderson mentioned we provided a safe space in a time where people didn't
They didn't know.
they didn't know they needed it. Yeah.
Correct.
And that was really cool. We learned a lot of stuff, especially about like what we did, viewers, was we reached back to the very first day that we walked into Gay Days in Orlando. I think we had set the scene in the first episode.
We did.
that we were going in blind, we were going in hot, and
Not yet having
We-
broadcast, not one
No,
show,
no.
nothing.
and we walked into a women's event at Gay Days and immediately connected with Linda Anderson, Jackie Phelps, Hook, Frankie and Debbie, and a couple other people that were Orlando-based
Terry.
lesbians.
Terry was there
yeah.
at the time.
and-
Orlando lesbians, we had no idea the power they wrought and the
Yeah, and
talent they brought.
But so we wanted to go back for like day oneers, and speak with them, and all of them willingly jumped in and said, "Yep, we'll do it. Yep, we'll do it." And we had the best conversations with them. And again, common thread was the community that you guys had created. But we were saying, those women on that first day were like a conduit to the Orlando contingency, and
Everything.
that was so good for us because then we followed up with Pride in the Park and Orlando Pride and, World AIDS Day and all that, even though that was the other coast, but it was just like a rockin' connection that never ended. And we're still friends with all of those people today, which is amazing to hear. And one of the things too, that was important was I think we asked Collins and Vijay about how did you know to like start swapping information?
Right.
And they said, when we got a feeling that you guys were winding up, we started sharing socials and text messages and phone numbers so we could all stay in touch. And that got me, that really got me because that was,
Well,
very huge.
we're
We
kind of
didn't do like a
referring to-
countdown to the end. We didn't do
No,
anything
God,
like
no.
that.
No. And that's another thing. Like we knew you were leaving South Florida. We knew we were changing
But we-
time zones.
Yeah, we
We-
still carried on for like another 4 years.
We carried on for quite a while. It was it was challenging because it was still 9 o'clock Wednesday nights live till 11, which was 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning for you.
And when we
Adjust
changed to
it-
8, it was one.
That's true. I forgot we changed to 8.
Yeah, 1 to 3 a.m. And then we would hang out after. So there were times where I was going to bed when the sun was coming up because
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
the
and that
actions
was,
were so
and you were
fun.
new. You were
Yeah.
you were new to the environment. You were new to the country. You were just finding your way about so many different things. And then, then lay in that full-time job of mine, which then just sapped my end of day energy. And it was, we kind of just broke it down to once every other week, and then maybe we did once a month every now and then we just had to call it. I think
Yeah.
you're right. There wasn't a countdown, and I don't remember. And maybe you do. Did we continue the chat? Because at that point we were recording on Skype. I don't think we were live.
I don't think we knew about Skype. We were doing it. I was doing it by telephone. We had planned it where it was like a penny an hour or something like that, or a penny an
Wait.
Yeah. Because then we couldn't have people call in, and that got fucked up too. So we would have the guests maybe like Skype in or something, but I was tying up the phone.
You were
line.
on the phone, and I had to look at you. I had to
Mhm.
make eye contact with you for the timing. Like
Yeah.
now, this platform, Zoom, is like everybody's everything. We were
Yeah.
lucky enough to chat with almost all of our invited guests for this turn episode. We were
Yeah.
lucky to have almost everybody face to face. So it's
Yeah.
different, but it
Yeah.
was, listen, think about it. What was it, 2011 when you
11,
left?
12, 13, 14 was so hard. It was just so hard. And
We
then
were still in your house for the first year and a half. So we did
I
still
was-
have all the equipment.
was it Hazel's?
We were at your house.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at this. Now I'm tripping myself. First, the studio in our second bedroom. Then when we moved into your condo, then we moved into the condo. So we still have the studio set up. But when we then moved out east, me and Deb moved out east to that little house, I remember we had each other on screen, and I don't remember how we'll have to hit up producer Vic for a memory trail on that at some point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but either way, it just dwindled. Back to the guests though, because that's really what we
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah,
highlight
like
this
I
time.
thought we had an amazing conversation with Shannon Wentworth.
That was astounding. So
That
remind
was
everybody
really
who
good.
Shannon was to us and who Shannon was to the lounge.
She launched Sweet Cruises, and she was also like, the marketing master of it all. And we would tap her to call in for about a year before, as the whole thing was being put together and packaged, and she would give us updates and let us know, and then she would have some of the people that were going to be on it call in, and we formed this really fun bond with her. And it was funny to hear her say that she wasn't ready to be the face of it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And yet here she was thrown into these ridiculous conversations with us, and trying to keep her composure while we were being absolute idiots about it. But we had so much fun, and I think we dropped a little. I don't think you knew this, Shannon, but we never really actually planned to be on the boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's
'Cause
leave that. That was a good story.
because that was really funny.
That was
but back and forth. I mean, to see what she's doing now, and how different her life is, and
right.
uh,
And impactful.
but again,
Still
just
being impactful.
yeah, still based in service and community and
do-goodery.
do-goodery.
Still based
Yeah.
in do-goodery. Yeah.
So that was super fun to hear her deciding that she was impressed by what we had created was a big deal. That was a big
Which is the theme of almost every call that we're sharing with you today. 20 years since first show, 2006, and not realizing, I mean, yeah, at the time we realized, at the time, and again, redundancy, at the time we realized we were not just a podcast, we were live broadcast to podcast. Internet radio was just really blossoming. A lot of people were listening to music on internet radio, as Say Hey Jen made reference to as well.
Yeah.
But going from live broadcast to podcast, and still at the time, there were really only a handful of podcasts that lesbians felt comfortable listening to, but not identifying with. They were there,
Yes.
they had lesbian in the name or Sappho or whatever in the name.
Sandra totally summed that up. I mean,
Right.
she summed that up so perfectly. And I'll go, you guys remember Sandra Sanchez from Change of Address podcast, always a buddy, used to pop in the chat room and all that kind of stuff. We had an amazing conversation with her. She is as hilarious
Oh my God.
when she's just being herself than anything you can even imagine. So that was fun. And her take on how she found us, that was great. Like it's like she waded through a cesspool of bullshit to find us, and that was, she so eloquently,
Right.
I mean, literally imitated it, and it was fantastic.
We also had such an emotional connection with Lori Michaels. So Lori Michaels and the girls.
So good. Yeah.
Our origin story with them, and we'll leave that for her to share, because that I forgot all of that. Guys, listen, these conversations are bringing back memories that I'm for sure were dead and buried in some cave of memory for me that's gone. But the conversations are just opening doors of warmth and love and embracing. So where it was just for women, for lesbians, for anybody to be that like have that strong of a connection all this time later.
Yeah.
We did the right thing. High five. Come on.
Yeah.
We did
That
some
was a
good-
good one.
We
That was
did
a
some
good
good
one.
shit. We definitely did some good shit. And then
That was surprising. That was surprising.
it
You know,
kinda
like
knocked
you
us
got to
over.
remember, like we're thrusting ourselves upon these people and saying, you know, give us a call, tell us your memory, blah blah blah, blah, and you know, just kind of throwing them on camera or picking up the phone. And yet Lori's words were so thought out, like she was thinking about it ahead of time, you know,
Exactly.
like what we meant to her, and you know, that connection and that genuineness of, you know, of friendship, and how it's stayed with her all this time, you know. And that definitely blew me away. That definitely blew me away, of course. And I think we couldn't do this without Julie. We couldn't do this without J-Ro. Not at all. And we'll go over that with her, because her origin story was pretty damn cool. Like, in all confidence, just rocking on up at one of the Pride Fests and being like, hey.
But then, Denise, we even were able to reach out to, you know, your side of the pond.
International waters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your first
I was doing
connection.
websites of the week, and I found Planet London, and I found it to be such a massive resource. Then it listed every lesbian event on a calendar with the times and the places it was going to be, and people, I think, were able to just upload their events to it. So it was
Yes.
constantly
Oh my
being
God, that's
updated.
right.
Yeah. And it
Did
was
you
such a
already know you
resource.
were moving at that point? I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I don't remember the
I think
timing of
maybe.
it.
I think
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
And so I reached out to the girls, and you know, they were so thrilled. I mean, you'll hear it, but they were so thrilled. And I, you know, have since become super close with Katie. Like, first person that was like, I would say, other than Hazel, first person that was, you know, a friend, and still is. I mean, she edited my books. She is our cat sitter. She is our friend.
You've written together. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you've done holidays together. Yeah.
And she's another one that is so insanely talented and creative. And I mean, she did like a web series too. And when she did, it's like she immediately said, I want you to read, because I want my character to be listening to the Lesbian Lounge. So I just want you to read something that we can play in the background and they can hear that it's your voice.
Oh, I
And
forgot that
Yeah.
shit.
and that was just like, it was
Dude.
such an honor to do. And she is just like such a champion of
Yeah.
anything that I do and anyone. I mean, she's so super supportive. She does a lot of spoken word events in London and all that kind of stuff. Really revered. And you know what? Now we can call her Dr. Katie Hall. And that's so impressive.
So
Yeah.
I think we'll make everybody call her Dr. Katie from this
I
moment
think we
forward.
should. I think we should. And
So
we did a
along
little
with-
something with her because
Right.
she just launched a podcast.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. You'll
Yeah.
know about that too.
We'll talk about
be
that.
Talking about that too.
But-
But as always, Denise, as we have aged and our, the people around us too, we did kind of also walk down that memory lane of folks that were part of us, influential in decisions and productions that we did, shows that we did, that really, they're just not with us anymore, and we don't want to do without. Now I'll cry, so that's ridiculous. So
We don't want to forget them. We don't want to
we
forget
don't
them.
want to
We
forget.
won't.
And I gotta open with Naked David. So Naked David moved
the naked concierge. Like his business was called the Naked Concierge.
Naked Concierge. That's
Right.
right. So
We knew
Naked David
Leslie.
was part of. Right, so
Growing
that's true. We knew Naked Concierge. We made up the Naked David. He might have been naked at some point, but we don't know. But he was part of that first event, the pre-show event. He was part of that hallway of vendors.
He was
at the
also a
Royal.
big part of the Girl Radio family. He was a
Exactly.
sponsor. He was, he had events at his resort and always, for the guys. But he was like never a stranger to us.
Never,
Put it that
never
way.
a stranger
Yeah.
to
He
us.
was just an amazing person and another one that's so missed. That was just felt throughout all of us like a shockwave.
Right.
That was really upsetting. I mean, and there was so many. Jason, another Girl Radio, DJ
Also part
Jason
of the Girl
Johnson.
Radio family.
Yeah.
Yep. Remember he and his then boyfriend stayed at our house for some event that was in Fort Lauderdale, and they told me about Ben sneaking out in the middle of the night and taught me about putting scotch
Taylor.
scotch tape on the inside of the front door.
Yeah.
So for that I had, and not that Ben was my challenging child. Jay, obviously, as we all have been.
But forever
I will
grateful
never
for the
forget
parenting tips of homos.
It was fantastic. It was
Yeah,
fantastic.
that was a good one.
And who else, Denise? Who?
We would be remiss if we didn't mention the Ramblin' Redhead, Tom.
Tom was delightful. He too came to Fort Lauderdale for some
That was a shot in the heart.
thing,
Yeah.
maybe Gay Days or some Pride event. That
We
was
were
a
still
hard,
Instagram friends right up to the end, man. He was
Right.
just,
that was a
Yeah.
hard loss.
yeah. But then our listeners were the,
Well, you know,
the tough ones.
We also
Our,
have to
like,
get-
our girl.
Before
Our
we
girls.
before we go to our girls, we worked a lot with DJ Harmony. We did a lot of events in the Keys. We did events locally. Again, we're just so grateful for the shared talent with the folks that we worked with. But yes, the listeners, and this one's gonna knock me out. So you go for this one, Denise.
Weezer. Yeah.
Weezer.
The
Weezer.
Cooter
had-
Cafe. The Cooter Cafe was her jam, and she was the quirkiest, funniest, driven person. I mean, I just love that she would just hop in her vehicle and drive from like Clarksville, Tennessee, down to hang with us, and we would like rib, and she took it like a champ. She was just absolutely.
She lived in the
a
middle
ball
of
of joy.
fucking nowhere. She lived in bumfuck Tennessee. There was like not even a zip code or whatever.
And she lived for her partner.
She lived-
She had a really hard time when she lost her partner. And the thing too with Weezer, I have our last conversation on my phone and I can't get
Yep.
rid of it. And I got a
Same.
card after we were all together when we learned that Weezer wasn't with us anymore. We were all eating salads in a park
In
me and
Coral
Gemma,
Springs.
me and Deb, yeah. And we started getting messages maybe from Delish, I want to say.
Yes.
Yes. Another great listener there. We should mention she still is, a fun follow on Facebook. So yeah, we were all together when we learned about Weezer, and Gemma and I we were in town. We were in Florida. When I got home 2 weeks later, I got a card in the mail, and again from Weezer, thanking me for her friendship, and I can't get rid of the card.
No.
Yeah.
But a joy, an absolute joy. Hilariously funny. Very good shit. Her show was great. Her show was different. But a really good friend. Yep, a really good friend. And
then we'd
speaking
be
of
remiss-
really good friends, our own, look at us, we're such fucking assholes. Our own, we're making each other cry. Our own little pod that we had here. Some of y'all might remember us talking about the Q. So we lost D2, freakish illness, freakish situation.
So
Completely
unexpected.
unexpected. But what a good friend. Funny, baked, cooked, served the best brunches we've ever had.
She was she had some of the best stories, and
Oh my
she could make you laugh so hard. She was one of those people that if you were in some weird, like when we went to Sea Monster, and there was like a drag king show going on or whatever, she's the person you want next to you whispering shit in your ear.
100%.
She was
We
just
gotta thank
so
Julie for that.
quick-witted. Yeah,
We gotta
so
thank Julie for
quick-witted.
that addition. Julie brought her into the fold.
And how did we end up getting ornaments from her?
We're gifted a tree ornament. Mine hangs up in my living room, so we have that
Mine
like
is
all the time.
with our ornaments. Yes.
Holy
That
crap!
was
Let's
wonderful.
just.
And then we would be
Am I
remiss if we
missing it?
didn't mention the pharmacist to the Lesbian Lounge, Wendy from the
I salute.
Yeah,
salute
from the
Wendy.
Hernando Lesbian Organization up there in northern parts of Florida.
Yeah.
She got us through some events, man. First of all, she took care of Gemma at that gay days that Gemma came down with some kind of foodborne illness
Yep.
and couldn't stop throwing up. And Wendy's like, I got something for that.
She did. She always did.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, because we are fat asses, not my wife, but I mean, you and I are fat asses. We would do these events where we were on our feet, we were dying, and she would always have like the best anti-inflammatories or the best pain relief medication. Whatever it was, you just stuck your hand out, told her your symptoms, and she would be like, there you go.
I got
Yep.
something for that.
Yeah. Yeah. But also always in attendance. Didn't matter if we were in like Melbourne or Daytona or Fort Lauderdale. I mean, made the effort all the time.
All
and
the time.
stayed in communication. Even, I mean, that was a horrific illness that she went through.
I know.
Yeah, a horrific illness. And she still stayed in contact during that. She would still send me a picture of Nemo every now and then. And I would get the joke. I wouldn't even have to, I would just get the joke. So yeah, she's sorely missed. And Holy Girl.
Holy Girl
She came about,
the show through her chemo treatment. She found us through chemo and just random like spinning the dial.
yeah, she was Pacific Northwest, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Olympia,
But she was
Washington.
in
Oli.
Yeah,
That's where
she was in the
Oli
chat
came
room pretty loyally when she
Yep.
found us, and
Yep.
she was fun. She was another one.
from. Funny. And her sister. She had a sister, a twin sister
Twins, yeah.
that I think stayed in touch with us a little bit. And then
Yeah.
Denise, we have folks that we met through the Elfest connection, and also through your time over there. And luckily, I feel grateful to have met both Effie May and Sally. who
Sally Edwards.
joined
Ride,
us.
Sally, ride. Yeah.
What was that? Who was the friend with the puppet, the monkey, the sock monkey puppet? Starts with a C at Elfest.
CC
introduced
Champion.
her.
CC Champion.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
She
yeah,
introduced us to like an entire crew, like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
many people.
And Sally, consistently at every lesbian event there was. I mean, same with Effie, but of more recent days, she had started her own business. She had a boyfriend. She was doing really well. She had such a massive following because she was a fantastic writer.
So
Her
funny.
6 things of the week, people
things
still
of the
talk
week.
about them. Yeah, and Sally, what I loved about Sally was that Sally was the reason that if you go to a festival and there's it's accessible for someone in a wheelchair, you can probably thank Sally.
100%.
She's tireless about advocating, for disabled people, especially at these events. And people listened, people listened to her.
Promoters
And that was-
listened, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, promoters, festival directors, and all that. She got the word out there. But you know what? Also, always hilarious. Like could make you without trying.
With
you know
that
what I
leather
mean?
jacket.
The leather jacket,
Fucking
the
funny.
Danny
The boots.
Zuko hair. Yeah.
Amazing. Hilarious.
So
Hilarious.
we've I guess it's hard to say, but we have lost some good ones.
We have.
lost some good ones. Yeah. I
So
have somebody down with an H, and I don't know. Can't read my own writing. Harry.
Harry.
Who?
No. Harry.
Harry.
Rosalie's brother Harry. His name is not Harry.
Harry. Ah, yeah, you're
I'm
right.
expecting Vicky to pop the name into my right for really quick.
Harry the homo.
Harry the homo to the lounge.
Yeah.
Fuck
It
then.
was-
Shit.
that was- seriously, we've had some tough losses, and it's so, what I find, and I don't know about you, but when you lose somebody and when you hear about it, all the memories come flooding back and
Yep.
racing so quickly that then you start forgetting the memories. And I was just like, I just want to go over everyone and just like massage it and keep it going,
Yeah.
and but you know what? We are at that stage of life where things happen. And
Right.
Yeah.
And
we
some
have
things
to-
just always happen.
Aunt Joanne, there's another one. Aunt Joanne.
Okay, we all lost Aunt Joanne. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not a person listening to this moment that will ever forget Aunt Joanne, that hickeys
Yeah.
cause cancer, Denise. Hickeys cause cancer.
Why aren't the cheerleaders dying? Yeah. The way she could dole out a meatball. But
You had to
didn't
earn.
question it.
You had to
Yeah,
earn that.
like you
shit.
got 4 meatballs. I always had to share one with you and Vicky,
Yeah.
and then I had 2.
And then
But cousin Greg had a dozen.
always. And I
Yeah.
think we were able to take the receiving when we moved into your place.
Yeah.
But Deb always got extra.
She had a beautiful smile, Donna. She has a beautiful smile. She's
And she was
hard
a
worker.
very hard worker. Very hard worker. All right.
These are the
listen,
things that we will remember.
let's let's give everybody just a tiny tease of what's coming next week, and that you and I have decided that we're going to put all of our live events into one conversation and kind
We'll
of
go through
remember
them diligently. We'll go through
Yeah.
them diligently. We'll
So-
talk about the people we met, the things we did.
If you were
Um,
at any of the live events and you want us to chat about that, you let us know.
Yes.
We thank you for hanging. Hey, we didn't do a sign off, did we? Did we do the sign off? Oh yeah. Here's our official sign off for this episode is hashtag gotta pee.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time. Never. Don't
you
don't
next
worry about
week.
what we're doing when the cameras are off because it's just
Right.
peeing.
It's just it. All right, we'll see you
Okay.
next week.
Hey, before you go, hang in there. We spoke with a lot of listeners and a lot of guests that we had on the show, and we didn't want you to miss out on the whole phone calls. So if you stick around, you will get those calls in their entirety and catch up with everybody just like we did.